Hi, welcome to the Consumer Data Research Centre. I'm Ryan, and today you'll be hearing from myself and my colleague Dustin more about the world of data science and what we do here at the Consumer Data Research Centre. We'll guide you through the process of a data science project from data collection and analysis through to visualization and presentation. So, what is data?
People often associate data with numerical values, which it very often is, but it could also include text or images, for example.
When we're talking about data at the Consumer Data Research Centre, we're often talking about structured data.
For example, spreadsheets of election results, a list of geographic locations of electric vehicle charge points, or CSV files containing a variety of characteristics about different populations.
As a society, we've all experienced an explosion, really, in the amount of data that's being collected and handled about us as individuals. So much so that it's estimated in the last 2 years, more than 90% of all data in existence has been collected, and this is going to double every 2 years going forwards.
There's been a similar increase in this need for well-trained and dedicated data science teams.
It's not always clear what data science teams actually do. Broadly speaking, they have backgrounds in computing, maths or statistics. Researchers at the Consumer Data Research Centre also have backgrounds in the social sciences and geography.
A data scientist tries to find patterns in the data, draw conclusions, especially perhaps predictions for how we expect the data to look in the future.
So the day-to-day tasks of a data scientist can be broadly broken down into a few key components. Firstly, we collect data, so we have something to work with. Secondly, we prepare the data to make sure that it's in a good format that we can work with, it's consistent with our standards.
This is a really big part of a data scientist's job, because the raw data that we first encounter might not be immediately usable.
We analyze the data based on the needs of the project. It could be something different every time.
The analysis is generally the most exciting part of a data scientist's job, actually applying machine learning techniques or creating these models from real-world data.
And finally, we prepare insights from the data and visualize it.
This often includes writing and publishing papers, one-on-one consultations or presenting at conferences. At CDRC, our goal is to provide insights that will inform policy for the future betterment of society.
So when we talk about consumer data, we're talking about data about people who interact with goods or services. At the CDRC, we're very much interested in the patterns that we can find within that data. So consumer data is quite a broad topic and it covers quite a lot of areas, so it's collected quite routinely about us every day.
For example, we might work with a retail partner who has given us access to transactional information so that we can detect patterns in purchasing behavior and how this varies based on someone's age or gender, geographic location, or time of year. After having detected such patterns, we can then make predictions for how this will continue in the future. We can work with policymakers and retailers to develop potential methods of nudging consumers towards healthy and sustainable diets, for example.
A lot of services that we might traditionally take for granted, so if you're talking about your energy provider, your water provider, broadband services, they are actually incredibly difficult to plan ahead, and it's important to know how people are using the services. So if we're able to see what they've used in the past, we may be able to gain insights for the better planning of those services in the future.
One project that I'm actually currently working on is to look at transport networks so that when there's a proposed change to the travel infrastructure, we can create a simulation and provide evidence for whether such a change would promote the improvements that the city council or other group are most interested in achieving.
We work with a huge number of researchers across academia, and we work very hard to link these to partner organisations to work with consumer data. An important part of that is the applied element of the research, so we're working on real-world problems and trying to gain insights that will impact society.
Being a data scientist is not just staring at numbers on a screen. When we acquire a new data set, someone on our data science team will be assigned to be the first one to do preliminary analysis. We will investigate the key features and write them up in a data profile that can be read by future researchers. This is one of the most exciting parts of the job because we get to be the very first person who does this initial analysis on the data. I've also prepared data sets for participants in the data science development program that we have. This is a program where researchers who are early in their data science career join us for 2 separate 6-month projects. I also get to help supervise them, give them a better understanding of the nuances of some programming languages like Python or R, introduce them to useful machine learning algorithms that they might not have encountered before. I also get to build out the research community with researchers from other schools within Leeds or even other universities throughout the country. It's been great exploring this variety of fields and doing lots of different work there.
When we use these commercially sensitive data sets, it does provide a great opportunity to gain real-world insights, but it is vitally important that we're doing this in a safe way, a way that people can trust us to handle their data and to make sure nothing's compromised.
The members of our team are well-trained in security practices.
We have a rigorous process of checks and data handling measures in place. Any researchers we work with outside of our team have to go through a process of being a trusted researcher. They have to pass a series of online tests to make sure that they're going to handle it safely and know the laws and regulations in place. Any project that we sign off on has to go through a rigorous process to make sure that we believe that it is being done for the right reasons and it's being done for the public good.
We have a secure research environment for hosting the sensitive data that we maintain.
Meaning researchers have to either be on-site or access through a virtual machine where data cannot be removed without our permission. Finally, at the end of all of our projects, all of our outputs are rigorously checked to make sure there's no data that could possibly identify an individual, household, or business present in our results.
Maintaining the privacy of individuals is of paramount importance.
At the Consumer Data Research Centre, we don't just conduct research, we don't just do data science projects, we also offer a range of education and training programs throughout the year. Today you'll be seeing our online tutorial where you can find out firsthand what a data scientist does on a day-to-day basis. We'll provide you all the materials to work through a data science project from data collection to analysis, visualization and presentation. You'll be going through our online notebook where you can find out more about your local area. You'll write your first piece of code and you'll be able to see how we gain insights from our data. And don't forget to share your findings with us on Twitter at #CDRC SayData.